Welcome to the LFFL Primetime, the What to Watch For edition. Going to be a shorter show today because there's not a ton to watch for. So let's check out the original league over here. We actually have 5 games that are not decided, but most of them are really decided. So Todd, 162 with the Eagles defense against Josh, 112. He has Dallas Goedert and Devonta Smith. Obviously, it's a lead you can overcome. However, you like Todd as the favorite in that one. Eric, a 148-74 lead over Andy, who has Miles Sanders. Obviously, you like Eric in that one. Phil, 157-120 lead over Miles. Look, huge game from Terry McLaurin, could get it done, but have to be a massive game. Bill, 109-76 lead over Matt, who has Taylor Heineke and Brian Robinson. Fantrax has Bill winning that game, but that is certainly the most in play of the 5 games on the slate. And then finally, Greg, 144 with the football team defense, facing my Eagle stack of Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and my Washington football team running back, Antonio Gibson. You like Greg's chances there to claim sole possession of first place in this league. Looking at the LFFL 2, we have 3 games still to be decided. Bill simply needs Jalen Hurts to do something, and he has beaten Todd. Scores 51-51. Miles, a 7-18 lead over Phil. This looks like Phil is going down. This is big news because Phil is one of the teams just 1 game out of first place. Miles, the massive lead with Dallas Goedert. Phil have Miles Sanders, Brian Robinson, Eagles defense. You like Miles to pull that one out. And then finally, we got a tight one over here between Greg and I. Greg with 58 points and Terry McLaurin. I have 52 points with A.J. Brown and Antonio Gibson. Looks like this might very well come down to who gets the touchdowns. Winners, Eric and Sean have already won. The Sean game is an upset, springing the upset on the Merrills. Looking at the LFFL 3, Matt Merrill in a close one over here. You like Eric's chances to pull this one out, so it's 4 to play. Jalen Hurts, Antonio Gibson, A.J. Brown, the Eagles defense. Bill, a 77-68 lead over Phil. This is a matchup of 2 of the strongest teams in this league. Can Devonta Smith get Phil the points he needs to go over the top? Down 9. We'll see. Sean, a nice lead over Nate, who has Miles Sanders, and I have a slim 12-point margin over my brother, who has Terry McLaurin still to play. Matt, Brennan, and Todd have already entered the winner's locker room in this league. Congratulations are earned to Phil, who won the showdown slate on Thursday night. 75.11 points. I was in second place with 73.91 points. So your updated standings, Phil simply stays in 5th, but moves up closer to Bill. And then we will see this is Phil's second showdown win of the season. Congratulations in order to you, Phil. LFFL 5 what to watch for over here. We have 2 games that are still technically in play. Phil, 211 with Miles Sanders. Bill, 165 with Terry McLaurin and TJ Edwards. Doesn't look great for Bill there. Andy, 149 with Jalen Hurts versus Miles, 105 with Dallas Goedert, Devonta Smith, Carmen Curl, or Kazir White. Do you want the one best player or the 4 other guys? This game may go down to the wire. This one we could count in votes for a little while in this one. If Greg, Phil, and Andy all win, Greg has already won, Phil is currently winning, Andy is currently winning. If those 3 things hold up, your playoffs are set. Your playoffs are myself, Eric, Greg, and Phil. If Andy loses, that means it keeps hope alive for Miles to get in the playoffs is what that'll ultimately mean. And a Phil loss certainly gives hope to some other people as well. But the Andy game is the one I see more change. I just don't know. That's a lot for Bill to make up. Barring Miles Sanders leaving the game and Terry McLaurin having a massive game or TJ Edwards having a massive game. So we'll see what happens there. But again, if Greg, Phil, and Andy all win, your playoffs are set with 2 Kaufmans, Eric and myself to call Eric an honorary brother for the playoffs so that we can battle 2v2. Now, what to watch for in the LFFL 7 on the guillotine line, Miles is looking most likely to be out. He has Terry McLaurin and the Eagles defense. McLaurin replaces a 0. The Eagles defense replaces a 6. So Miles can absolutely score points tonight. Matt Merrill really is next in line. Josh has 151 and is totally down, but the reality is Matt's the one more in danger here. He has Boston Scott, but Boston Scott is replacing an 11. So for Boston Scott to count at all, he's got to score at least 11.4 points, which I don't think has happened all year. So that 136.2 is really the number Miles has to be looking at. Now, obviously, McLaurin and the Eagles defense are playing each other. You don't know how likely it is, but it isn't over yet. Miles definitely still has a chance over here to catch up to Matt. Looking at the LFFL 9, it's over. We have 3 games where the team that has lost is done. That would be number 2, Greg, over number 10, Miles. Miles is done, and Greg is in the lead. Number 3, Casey won over 11, Todd. Todd is done, has no one to play. And number 13, Phil won over Bill 1. That is also done. Bill has no one to play. Your last game, I am up by about 200 points over Nate 2, And he has the same players in play that I do. I actually have three guys. I have Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. He has AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. So there's no mathematical way that that Nate can come back to win that game. I have too big of a lead. His points will count sooner than mine, but I have enough cushion there by a lot that'll be okay. So you're looking at the semifinals with my two teams and Greg and Phil. Should be a great final four. That's all I got for today. Make sure you hop in that Monday night contest. These showdown slates have been a lot of fun and been very competitive. And I will be back with you later this week to update you a full update. Talk to you soon.